Today's play of the game. From the Padres Radio Network, here's Sam Levitt.
Now the 3-1, and Tatis swings, hits it in the air, deep to left center field. Rodin is back. This one gonna go. Number 2 for Fernando on the day. A line drive, homer to left center field. Oh, Fernando! Stay hot. 8-1 here in the 8th.
Fernando Tatis Jr. hotter than the surface of the sun right now. He leads the Padres to an 8-1 win against the Minnesota Twins on this Sunday afternoon as the Padres collect yet another series sweep. They sweep the Twins as the Padres keep it rolling. The Padres winning an 8th consecutive home game. They've won 21 of their last 28 games. Welcome into our Jamul Casino Resort Padres postgame show here on the Padres Radio Network. Sam Levitt with you inside the loft here at the Western Metal Building at Petco Park as we wrap this one up. Fernando Tatis Jr., 2 home runs in this game, now 17 on the season, now 12 home runs since the All-Star break to lead the major leagues. I caught up with Fernando on the field just moments ago.
Fernando, I'm not breaking any news to you, but you are red hot at the plate right now. What's allowing you to tear the cover off that baseball?
Summer. No, man, but a lot of hard work behind this. Right adjustments at the right time, and that's the key to this game.
2 more home runs today, now 12 since the All-Star break to lead the major leagues. Fernando, what has changed in regards to your power in the second half of the season?
Confidence, man. Confidence in our hard work and trusting the baseball gods and just putting the work in and trusting in my abilities.
Each win in this series came with a big inning, big 4-run innings to take a lead against this Twins ball club. What allowed this offense to get going collectively in those innings?
That's what we're capable of doing as a group, and we're doing stuff like that. We have really good hitters in this lineup, so we got to trust and move that line, man, just play good baseball.
Luis Rengifo, another big hit, 2-run double in this game. What has Luis brought in particular since he joined this team?
A lot of spark, but he has been great offensively and defensively, and man, he's been a really good acquisition to the team.
Finally, this team playing great baseball, especially here at home. 8 straight wins in this building. Fernando, what kind of comfort level does this team have at Petco Park right now?
Oh, man, we're at home is different. There's fans that bring it every single day. We love them. And the energy that they bring, we definitely feed off that.
Fernando, another great one for you. Great win, great series sweep. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
That was Fernando Tatis Jr. right after another big day for Fernando. The Padres beat the Minnesota Twins 8-1 to sweep this 3-game series. The Padres also improved to 71-60. They are 11 games above 500 for the first time in exactly 3 months. The Padres playing some great baseball, and they maintain a 2-game lead on the Arizona Diamondbacks, who won today against the Reds. So Padres don't gain any ground on the D-backs, but they are taking care of their business right now in a big way. Again, 8 straight home wins, now 21-7 in their last 28 games. Our post-game coverage, as always, brought to you by Jamul Casino Resort. Hey, player, need a little me time? Jamul Spa was just named one of the top 100 spas in America. Jamul Casino Resort, the player's place. When we come back, we'll recap this game from start to finish. We'll hear from Padre manager Craig Stammen coming up in just a little bit as well. Final score here today, Padres 8 and the Twins 1. Our postgame coverage from Petco Park on a beautiful Sunday afternoon continues after these words. Our Jamul Casino Resort Padres postgame show continues here on the Padres Radio Network. Sam Levitt with you inside the loft here at the Western Metal Building at Petco Park. Final score here today, Padres 8 and the Twins 1 as the Padres sweep this three-game series from Minnesota. The Padres keep it rolling. What a great brand of baseball the Padres are playing right now, really in every facet, and it continued here today. Another big rally, a lot of runs late, a lot of tack-on runs in this game, and the Padres ultimately cruise to an 8-1 win. A lot to do on our post-game coverage from Petco Park. We'll hear from Craig Stammen coming up in a little bit. We have our scoop of the game. We'll have our play of the game, full look at the out-of-town scoreboard, and much, much more. But let's first recap this series finale, how it went down on this Sunday.
Which moments determine the outcome of today's game? We'll paint you a picture with our game highlights on the Padres Radio Network.
Our starting pitching matchup today, Walker Buehler on the mound for the Padres, Bailey Ober on the mound for the Twins. Buehler was rolling early on. He faced the minimum through 3 innings, allowing just the single. Ober allowed just a couple of singles through 2 innings in this game. So we had a scoreless game going bottom 3. That's when Fernando Tatis Jr. dug in.
1-0, Tatis hammers it in the air, deep down the left field line. This one gonna go! Second deck, Western Metal. Tatis with another home run. Solo shot here in the third, and the Padres strike. It's 1-0.
Padres led 1-0 through 3 innings. Buehler pitched the scoreless top of the 4th inning. In the 5th, he got the first 2 outs. He then engaged in a 10-pitch battle with Twins third baseman Brooks Lee.
Here it is on 3-2. Lee swings, hits it in the air, deep to right field. Fernando going back, looking up. This one gonna go. What an at-bat for Brooks Lee on the 10th pitch of the battle against Buehler. He hits a game-tying solo shot, 1-1 here in the 5th.
Hey, see, great minds think alike. I hadn't even heard that call. I called it a 10-pitch battle. Jesse also called it a battle. Good job by both of us there. Top of the 5th inning, Lee hits the home run, and we were tied at 1. A 1-1 game as we went to the bottom of the 5th. The Padres threatened. They put 2 on with nobody out, but Ober got out of the jam. Padres then threatened again in the bottom of the 6th when lefty Cody Funderburk took the mound. An error allowed Jackson Merrill to reach base, but then Jackson got picked off first base. So all of a sudden, a lot of the momentum taken out of the inning, but then Funderburk walked 2 batters in a row. Twins went to right-hander Jeff Hoffman. He walked another. All of a sudden, the base is loaded for Luis Rengifo.
First pitch. Rengifo hits it on the ground. Fair ball up the first baseline beyond Lewis. Campusano has scored. Hayes is on his way. Keeshaw's throw comes into first. A 2-run go-ahead double for Rengifo. And the Pods hop on top. It's 3-1.
Padres were not finished in that 6th inning. It was back to the top of the lineup for Fernando.
And Tatis hits a laser into center field, base hit. Here comes Bogarts, he'll score. Here comes Bowen, he'll score. 2-run single for Tatis. 5-1 Padres here in the 6th.
Another 4-run inning for the Padres in this series. They made a habit of that in this series in all 3 games to take the lead. Padres led 5-1 after 6 innings. Wandy Peralta pitched the scoreless top of the 7th. In the bottom half, Jackson Merrill got in on the fun.
First pitch swinging, hits it in the air, deep to right field. This one way back, gonna go. Jackson Merrill homers for his 2nd consecutive game. Got his 20th last night. How about number 21 for number 3? And the Pods have added on. It's 6-1 here in the 7th.
Padres kept on going. Twins righty Travis Adams walked Austin Hayes with 2 men away. Hayes went to second on a wild pitch. Xander Bogaerts at the plate.
7th pitch of the at-bat, and Bogarts hits a line drive. Culpepper can't handle it. It's short into left center field. Hayes will come in to score. Bogarts trying for 2. The throw in the tag, not in time. RBI doubles Xander Bogaerts, and the Padres have added again. It's 7-1.
Padres led 7-1 after 7 innings in this game. Wandy Peralta went back out. He pitched the scoreless top of the 8th inning. In the bottom half of the 8th inning, guess who? Fernando showed up again.
Now the 3-1, and Tatis swings, hits it in the air, deep to left center field. Rodin is back. This one gonna go. Number 2 for Fernando on the day. A line drive, homer to left center field. Oh, Fernando, stay hot. 8-1 here in the 8th.
Fernando Tatis Jr. home run 16 and 17 on the season. Padres took an 8-1 lead into the ninth inning. Left-hander Yuki Matsui came on, and Yuki put on the finishing touch to a series sweep.
Matsui delivers, Bell swings and misses, strike three as Matsui seals the deal. The Padres sweep the Twins. Buehler another quality start, and Fernando Tatis Jr. another big day at the dish.
2 home runs, 4 RBIs for Fernando to lead the way. The Padres win it 8-1 as the Padres sweep this 3-game series from Minnesota. Final totals here today for the Padres: 8 runs, 9 hits, no errors, and the Padres left on 9 in this game. Minnesota just 1 run on the home run by Lee, 6 hits total, 1 error, and the Twins left on 2 in this game. Winning pitcher here today, Walker Buehler, really good outing, 6 strong innings, 1 run on 4 hits given up. He improves to 8-6. The loser, the left-hander Cody Funderburk, who drops to 3-2, and the Padres again improved to 71-60 on the season. Twins dropped to 63-68. The Padres 11 games over 500 for the first time since May 23rd. So 3 months ago, the last time the Padres were 11 games over 500. They have won 21 of their last 28 games, best record in baseball since July 24th. And the Padres have also won 8 consecutive home games. A lot of notes here, and they're good notes because the Padres are playing just terrific baseball. They have gone on a run here in the second half, and the Padres beat the Twins today 8-1. When we come back, we'll hear from Padre manager Craig Stammen. That comes your way after this on our Jamul Casino Resort Padres postgame show on the Padres Radio Network. Padres winner on this Sunday. Padres break out the brooms. They sweep the Minnesota Twins in the three-game series over the course of this weekend here at Petco Park. Final score today, Padres 8, and the Twins 1. The Padres, again, led by Fernando Tatis Jr., who had another monster game. Fernando with 2 home runs in this one, 4 hits total, 4 RBIs. He's hitting .290 on the year, now 17 home runs total. Jackson Merrill also had a home run. Luis Rengifo, a big 2-run double as part of the 4-run 6th inning to put the Padres ahead. I wrote this on social media a little bit earlier. I said this series, it's really been about the 4-run frames, or if you're a Twins fan, the 4-run fiascos in this series. Padres had a 4-run 5th inning on Friday to take a 6-2 lead. They went on to win by that final score. Padres had a 4-run 7th inning in yesterday's game to take the lead. They would go on to win 7-5. And then here today, Padres putting together a 4-run 6th inning to take a 5-1 lead. They would go on to win it by a final of 8-1. So 3 games and 3 4-run innings, 1 on each day of this series. All those 4-run innings to take the lead in each individual game. So a big time showing by the Padres offense. They continue to roll. Walker Buehler, certainly a big part of the story as well. Walker continues to throw the ball really well lately. 6 strong innings today, 1 run allowed, 4 hits. He was cruising. I mean, he faced the minimum through 3 innings. He faced the minimum through 4 innings in this game. The lone, little blemish on his day was the home run to Lee, which, by the way, came on the 10th pitch of the at-bat in that battle between Buehler and Lee. Gave up a double to Rodin, and that was it, really, as far as the blemish for Walker Buehler in this game. He gave up 2 other hits, a couple of singles, and the next batter grounded into a double play. So Walker Buehler, excellent in this game. Fernando, excellent in this game, and the Padres just keep on finding ways to win, as again they've won 21 of their last 28 games. Before we hear from Craig, you heard me talk about with Fernando during the post-game interview, he is tearing the cover off the baseball right now, and I don't just mean that figuratively. Well, I don't know if he actually tore a seam or 2 off the baseball today. He might have, because he's hitting the baseball so hard, but I do want to just give you the exit velos for Fernando today. It's remarkable. We'll talk more about it. I want to get to Craig here. But, I mean, for me, in my time covering the Padres, this is my 5th season, I've never seen Fernando this locked in. And there have been some stretches where he's been incredibly good. This is as locked in as I've personally seen Fernando Tatis Jr. I mean, he is hitting everything so hard. He now leads the major leagues with 12 home runs since the All-Star break. Might I remind you, there was a portion of this season where Fernando could not get the ball out of the ballpark. Do I need to remind you how long it took him to hit a home run this year and how much that was an early storyline for the Padres and Fernando and across Major League Baseball? Well, he has totally erased all of that. He has been incredible. And you look at his exit velos today, okay? I think it does tell the story. His first at-bat, he lined out to left field, a ball that he hit 115 miles per hour. He then had the home run that he hit at 106. He then had the single that he hit at 109. He had another single that he hit at 82. And then he had the home run, the second one in the 8th inning, that he hit at 108. So again, 4 out of the 5 balls he put in play today, 115, 106, 109, 108. As far as the exit velocities. I mean, he is just on an absolute tear right now. He's hitting the ball out of the ballpark with regularity. Fernando had the 2 home runs today. Fernando, had the 2 home runs in New York the other day as part of that win against the Mets. He is just incredible right now. He truly is incredible at this moment. And man, oh man, what a fun player to watch when he is going like this. And he helps propel the Padres to an 8-1 win here today in this series finale as the Padres sweep this series from Minnesota. Let's go downstairs. Here's some post-game reaction from Padre manager Craig Stammen.
Let's pull up a seat in the manager's office and hear from Padres skipper Craig Stammen. Served up by Sinley Food. If you've had better chicken, you must be a rooster.
Buehler, they have track records. What's it feel like to have them hitting this gear right now at this point in the season?
Yeah, it's nice.
It's not always how you start the season, but how you finish it. And those guys are, playing their best baseball in August. When everybody's kind of wearing down a little bit, they're peaking, and that's nice for our ball club.
What are you seeing out of Buehler recently? I mean, these 3 straight quality starts.
Yeah, he's been pitching the ball, ever since the All-Star break. He needed that little breather, and ever since then he's kind of, been the Walker Buehler that we saw in the month of June and kind of who we've seen in the past. But I think he smells the postseason. That's one thing that's like part of his career, is being a part of that every single year. So he smells that. He knows the team needs some quality starts. He also sees the other starters doing really well, and I think internally that motivates him, and he's just been able to make a lot of really good pitches here lately.
What do you make of the complete nature of the series, the contributions you got from like pretty much all corners of your roster?
Yeah, it was a good series for the San Diego Padres. Not just one individual player or a bunch of individual players, but the entire team, the entire organization. It was just a good, collective, way to win a series. And, it starts with the players doing their job and the coaches trying to supplement them in that, and the front office helping the coaching staff and everybody involved and getting things clicking at the right time. And, hopefully that's a formula that we can use, the rest of the season.
You spent so long kind of waiting for Tatis to put the ball in the air, to pull the ball in the air, to take kind of the swings that he took today. What have you noticed that's allowed him to do that specifically?
I think he looked in the bat rack, found a 2-iron, and decided, I'm going to use that today. All the hits today were just line drives, and even the one he got out on, he was just hitting the ball so hard. But I think he feels good in the box with his swing. He feels good at what the hitting coach's game plan is giving him. Raul Padron, one of our hitting coaches, done a really good job with him individually. Souza and the rest of the hitting group, collectively supporting him in that. And I think it's freed Fernando up just to go be a baseball player and use his natural talent to the best of his abilities. And if something goes awry during the game, it's not something that allows him to have 3 or 4 mistakes down the road, but he's able to forget about it and move on and know, like, I'm still one of the greatest players in the game.
How nice was it to give some guys in the bullpen rest and then also get guys who hadn't worked a whole lot work?
Yeah, I think that's the biggest part is we've, the starters have done really well. It's limited how many innings the bullpen has pitched here lately, contrary to what it was not too long ago. And so a lot of guys were very rested. And, for Wandy to have 7 days off and then go out and pitch the way he did and shut him down for 2 innings and still was a semi-close game at 5-1, it's very impressive. It's a very hard thing to do, to have that many days off, especially when you're a sinker baller, and then be able to throw strikes and still get guys out and put guys on the ground. So, an amazing outing by Wandy today. And then Yuki came in and, heard the chants from the crowd and finished the game off the right way.
So has there been any sort of impact at all on you guys with the change of ownership, and tomorrow they're going to introduce themselves? What's it been?
It hasn't, there hasn't been any impact whatsoever. I think we're excited to meet them tomorrow. They'll be introduced in the press conference, and then I believe they're going to talk to the team for a little bit, introduce themselves, and hopefully they say, carry on how you're playing, because we're playing pretty darn good right now.
So seamless so far.
Yeah, very seamless. Do you have a schedule for Joe yet? Joe threw a bullpen yesterday, and he will be pitching again on Tuesday. Place to be determined.
Anything on Casey?
Casey Mize definitely felt a little bit better today. Still day to day, keep evaluating him through the week, see if he can throw his bullpen, and then, hopefully set him up for his next start. Nick has a next step also. He's got to throw his bullpen. Once we throw his bullpen, see how he feels, determine what the next step is. But he's on a 5-day, 6-day rotation. Everything came out good, and he's ready to pitch the next time through, on a normal time frame. Tomorrow.
So on
I believe.
On Joe's destination to be determined, could that be here?
No.
So, because obviously he's now chomping at the bit to get back into the major leagues. What do you think is what's the time frame for all this at this point?
Yeah, I think more is we got to get Joe back to being Joe, and he's got to also be able to show us that he can pitch every 5 or 6 days. And I think that's part of what this rehab process is him figuring out who he is as a pitcher at this point, how he's going to be able to get outs, and then how he's also going to be able to recover every 5 or 6 days. And so, to pitch him the way we've been pitching him so far in the rehab process hasn't been exactly on schedule. once we get a few of those in a row, hopefully we'll have him back.
That was Padres manager Craig Stammen following this 8-1 win for the Padres against the Minnesota Twins. Sam Levitt back with you inside the loft here at the Western Metal Building at Petco Park as we continue our post-game coverage brought to you by Jamul Casino Resort, the Players' Place. A lot to chew on there from Craig. You did hear some updates there towards the end about Joe Musgrove. He'll go out for another rehab start. Casey Mize, we talked to Casey earlier today inside the clubhouse. He's day-to-day right now. It's I think it's a little hard to tell how much this is going to impact him or not. And I say that not just from my perspective, but I think right now they're just evaluating him daily. Look, clearly the sprained ankle yesterday, as unfortunate and as freak as it was, doing it on the staircase, going down the steps of the dugout. Number one, it is what it is. It happens. Stuff like that does happen in sports sometimes. And number two, it did clearly affect him. I mean, he went back out for the third. His velocity had a major dip, and it's not like it's nothing. So we're going to see. It sounded to me very much like a day-to-day situation when Casey spoke earlier today, and you heard, Craig sort of echo the same thing there. So when we have updates on Casey Mize, we'll pass it along. And Nick Pivetta, good to hear he's on sort of a 5-day, plan right now, which is good, which is a step forward. Would still appear to be that he is behind, I would say probably well behind Joe Musgrove as far as the build-up to getting back for the Padres. So some updates there, worthwhile updates certainly from Craig Stammen. As far as what he said about today's game, you can't say enough about what Walker Buehler did. Fernando Tatis Jr., incredible. Continues to just tear the cover off the baseball, continues to be red hot, locked in, whatever terminology you want to use. It has been such a pleasure to watch Fernando do what he's done. And, a good thing about this series is that you look at it, the Padres won 6-2 on Friday. They won 7-5 today, and they won 8-1, 7-5 yesterday, 8-1 today. What you like about this series, they didn't have to really overuse their bullpen. Now, Mason Miller pitched both Friday and yesterday, but Bradley Rodriguez only threw once in this series. Adrian Morejon only threw once in this series. They were able to sort of avoid some very heavy use of their bullpen, and that's even with Mize not getting out of the third inning yesterday once he came out with the ankle injury. So today, Wandy Peralta, and we'll talk more about Wandy later, deserves a lot of credit. 2 innings, Yuki Matsui. I love the Yuki chants by the crowd at the end of the game. I'm happy Craig brought that up. I thought that was awesome. They were chanting Yuki, Yuki. It was great. Fantastic job of the fans here. Yuki did a great job in the 9th inning. It just felt like one of those series sweeps where you didn't have to crush your bullpen and you didn't have to overly rely on them. And that's in large part to the start you got. Randy Vasquez going 7 strong innings on Friday. Walker Buehler, quality outing, 6 strong innings here today. You heard the question there about the new ownership coming in, and I'll just use this as a reminder. It's going to be a very exciting afternoon here at Petco Park tomorrow as Kwanzaa Jones and Jose E. Feliciano, the new Padres principal owners, will be introduced here at Petco Park 1 p.m. tomorrow. We will carry the press conference live right here on 97.3 The Fan. So it's going to be awesome tomorrow to meet Kwanzaa Jones and Jose E. Feliciano. Eric Grupner, Padres CEO, will also be part of the press conference. And again, we will carry that live right here on 97.3 The Fan. So a lot of good stuff here at Petco Park tomorrow. And you know what? A lot of good momentum for the organization as a whole between that going on tomorrow, between the Padres winning 21 of their last 28 games. They're 11 games over 500 for the first time in a long time. 8 straight wins in this building here at home, Petco Park, a place they have played really well at all season long. So got a lot to be happy about right now if you're a Padres fan with the way this team is playing. And we'll see if the Padres can keep it rolling as they welcome in the Pittsburgh Pirates for a 3-game series tomorrow evening. Let's hear today's scoop of the game.
What was the most crucial defensive play in today's game?
Throw to first is in time.
This is the scoop of the game. Served up fresh by Brewster's Real Ice Cream in La Mesa, the official ice cream of the Padres Radio Network. Roll through their drive-thru, download the app, and get an additional free scoop. Brewster's Ice Cream, the best ice cream in San Diego.
The 0-1 swings, hits it on the ground hard, right side, diving stop. Cronenworth to his left. From his knees, throws to first in time. Jake Cronenworth flashing leather on the right side of the infield.
Jake Cronenworth, our scoop of the game. Really nice play by Jake to end the second inning. Padres continue to play very, very good defense, no doubt. And that was our scoop of the game as the Padres win it 8-1. When we come back, we'll get into the rest of our daily awards. If you want to get a phone call in on this Sunday, you can do that at 833-288-0973, 833-288-0973, the phone number to dial if you want to get involved. Full look at the out-of-town scoreboard coming your way as well as the Padres sweep the Minnesota Twins out of Petco Park today, 8-1 the final score. Our post-game coverage continues after this. Our Jamul Casino Resort Padres post-game show continues here on the Padres Radio Network. Sam Levitt with you inside the loft here at the Western Metal Building at Petco Park as we continue to wrap this one up. Final score, Padres 8 and the Twins 1 as the Padres sweep this three-game series from Minnesota. Padres continue the homestand with the Pirates coming to town for the start of a three-game series tomorrow evening. Hey, player, the rooftop pool's open. Day passes are available, and the spa is calling your name. Jamul Casino Resort, the Players' Place. Before we get to our relief pitcher of the game and some of our other daily awards here, full look at the out-of-town scoreboard coming your way. We'll replay my post-game conversation with Fernando Tatis Jr. in a little bit as well. I do want to take you back to July 24th. July 24th, It was, I believe it was a Friday, July 24th. Was it a Friday? Yeah, I'm almost positive it was a Friday. I promise I have a point. July 24th, yes, it was a Friday in Miami. Series opener between the Padres and the Marlins. Padres had just come off losing a series to the Atlanta Braves. They were in the midst of that long 10-game road trip out of the All-Star break. And if you remember, that series in Atlanta, things looked on the brink. I mean, the Padres season, based on their record, based on how things were trending, based on the trade deadline looming, based on their lack of starting pitching, it seemed on the brink. That Friday, July 24th in Miami, the Padres and Marlins are tied at 2. Luis Rengifo hits a pinch hit go-ahead home run in the top of the 8th inning to give the Padres a 4-2 lead. If you recall, the Padres went on to win that game by the final score of 4-2. But from that point on, this has been a totally different ball club. The Padres would go on to sweep that series. You remember that Sunday game where Manny Machado hit a game-tying home run. Jackson Merrill moments later hit a go-ahead home run. Padres swept the Marlins. From that night when Luis Rengifo hit a pinch hit 2-run home run to propel the Padres to a lead and a win in Miami, the Padres are 21-7 in their last 28 games. I really think you could make the argument that Luis Rengifo swing, that win that night in Miami, changed the trajectory of the Padres season, and certainly what Manny and Merrill did on the Sunday, and the fact that the Padres swept the series. Not only did the Padres start winning games and their offense started playing incredibly well, they had already been heating up for a while before that, but really kicked things into a different gear, in Miami. And from that point on. But remember, it also allowed them to make the moves at the trade deadline to get Ray, to get Mize, right? There was a version of things where if things kept heading south, maybe they sell at the deadline. My point is, and it popped into my head again today when Luis Rengifo hit a 2-run double in the 6th inning to give the Padres the lead, a 3-1 lead in this game. I know Fernando got a lot of the shine with the 2 home runs and the 4 RBIs, but remember, Rengifo had the go-ahead hit in the 6th inning in this one. It just reminded me, man, that Rengifo home run back on July 24th in Miami, that feels like the swing where things started to turn this summer for this Padres club. It really does. And again, from that point, the Padres have gone 21-7 in a 28-game span. They're playing great baseball. They're playing excellent baseball here at home. Look, they have got to keep going. That's the one thing I'm going to say. And there is no cold water to pour on what the Padres are doing right now. They are playing great baseball in every facet. Their starting pitching has been great lately. I mean, it's quality start after quality start right now. Their offense is rolling. They've been the best offense in the game pretty much in the second half of the season. Their bullpen, as we know, tremendous all year. Their ability to come back in games. They are playing excellent baseball right now. Excellent, excellent baseball. My point to you is this. If you're the Padres, you've got to keep going. Pirates coming to town, you got to keep going. You play the Yankees in a little while, got to keep going. You go to Tampa Bay to take on the Rays, a first-place team, you got to keep going. And the reason I say that is, even with all the winning they've done, they've got a 2-game lead on a playoff spot, with that series against Arizona looming in the final series of the season. And again, I'm not trying to pour cold water on anything, but they've got to keep doing this. There is not going to be a whole lot of room to stumble down the stretch. Every game they play, every series they play is going to be incredibly important, these final 31 games of the year. So they're doing everything they should be doing. They have turned around the trajectory of their season in the last 28 games when they've gone 21-7. And look, the way Fernando's swinging the bat, he's unstoppable right now. Jackson Merrill, I got to tell you, and we haven't talked about Jackson a ton today, great to see Jackson the last couple of days break out of what was a mini slump. Remember, there was a 7-game span going back to the start of the road trip in Cleveland where he went 2 for 25 and he struck out a ton. But then yesterday, Jackson has the home run in the second. has an RBI single in the 6th inning. Merrill here today goes 0 for 2 to start the day, reaches on the error in the 6th inning by Culpepper, gets picked off, but then hits the home run later. I think it's great to see Jackson not allow a slump to become an extended slump. And that's something, if you recall, in his rookie campaign, we talked about a ton, was Jackson so often in that rookie year in 2024. One of the things we marveled at was there were no extended slumps. Like, he would go through a little skid, but he'd find his way out of it. And what he's done the last couple of days after really not looking very good for a week, and he was striking out a ton, he has prevented that slump from turning into a much bigger thing, which it felt like didn't happen for him in the early part of the season. So that's been very good to see. I'll say one more thing here before we get into what the bullpen did today and into the rest of our normal segments here. And again, phone number to call if you want to get involved, 833-288-0973. As always, the phone number on our post-game coverage. What I love about what the Padres did the last couple of games, and really in this series in particular, when the Twins opened the door for them, they knocked it down. They bust right through it. They marched right through the doorway. Today's game, yeah, the 6th inning, it's a 1-1 game. Kalen Culpepper, the Twin shortstop, who we talked about pregame, if you remember, he has had a rough go of it in the early part of his major league career defensively, and this is not a great defensive team in the Twins. And guess what? Culpepper makes an error in the 6th inning. Was not a tough play. It's a play a major leaguer's got to make, a major league shortstop. Bobbles it. Merrill reaches first base. Merrill then ends up getting picked off first. But after that, then you had Funderburk, the left-hander, walk Camposano, walk Austin Hayes, a pinch hitter. Then Jeff Hoffman came in. He walked Xander Bogaerts. Well, guess what? If you're the Twins bullpen, you can't walk 3 guys in a row in a tie game in the 6th inning in late August. You're trying to win baseball games. If you're the Padres offense in that sense, you have got to make them pay. You have got to make them pay. And they did. 2-run double for Rengifo, 2-run single for Tatis. Bang. 5-1 Padre lead. They are making teams pay for their mistakes. They're making teams pay for their miscues. And in that 6th inning, as it was transpiring, 3 straight walks in a tie game from the Twin bullpen, you can't do it. You got to make them pay. And they did. That was a great example of the Padres just taking the opening and knocking down the door. Yesterday, another good example of it. Freddie Fermin. Padres are down 4 runs in the 7th inning. They're down 5-1. Freddie Fermin reaches on a catcher's interference. We talked about it last night. Did a great job signaling to the dugout to review it. They review it. Fermin reaches on catcher's interference. Tatis singles. Cronenworth 2-run double. Manny hits the ground ball to shortstop. Culpepper throws to third, throws it away. Cronenworth comes home to tie the game. France RBI single. Bang. 4-run, 7th inning. Padres lead 6-5. Again, they make mistakes. You make them pay. A little bit different on Friday. No major mistakes by the Twins. But you look at that 4-run 5th inning. Austin Hayes, we talked about it on Friday. Great at bat, infield single. Then a walk to Cronenworth, and then you had Tatis, Rengifo, Machado, France, all driving runs, 4 plate appearances in a row. They're doing a great job at just making teams pay. If you are an opposing team right now, you cannot make mistakes against this Padres offense. You cannot give them extra outs. You cannot walk people. And we are seeing a lot of teams do those things against the Padres, and the Padres are absolutely making them pay for it. So, look, they're doing what a good team does in that sense, certainly. And the Padres offense, man, oh man, led by Fernando as of late. The 2 home runs today. They win it today 8-1. More great bullpen work for the Pods today, too. Let's tell you about our relief pitcher of the game.
Which pitcher entered the game and slammed the door shut? This is today's Relief Pitcher of the Game, brought to you by San Diego criminal defense attorney David P. Shapiro. We help good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime. Learn more at davidpshapirolaw.com.
There's a 3-2. Caratini on the ground to the left side. Manny gobbles it up to second. That's one. Cronenworth's turn is in time and a double play. So Peralta gets what he needs from Caratini, and that's all for the Twins in the top of the 8th.
Wandy Peralta, 2 scoreless innings in this game, a scoreless 7th, a scoreless 8th inning, gave up a single, got the double play ball like you heard there to end the 8th inning. And that was that here today. Wandy Peralta, no doubt about it, our relief pitcher of the game. 2 scoreless frames, had plenty of runs to work with when he came in. And Wandy does a great job. 2 innings. Yuki Matsui, a scoreless 9th inning as well. But Wandy, for the 2 innings, we give him relief pitcher of the game. Let's talk about the Padres' heart of the order.
Let's take the pulse of the Padres and check in on the heart of the order. Presented by Palomar Health Medical Group.
Part of the order here today, Manny Machado, Ty France, Jackson Merrill, 3, 4, 5 spots. Manny had a base hit, a single in the 3rd, did walk in this game. Ty France, actually not part of the fun today, did not have a hit, over 4. Ty did walk in this game as well. Jackson Merrill, the big swing, the home run, that came in the 7th inning to make it a 6-1 game for Jackson Merrill, his 21st home run of the season. And Fernando hitting home run 16 and 17 on the year. If you'll allow me for a moment just to focus on Fernando, let's do a quick stat check on Fernando. So through 129 games, now 503 at-bats. He's hitting .290, 17 home runs, 67 RBIs, an .814 OPS. Now, look, the home runs are not going to end up where you'd want them to be for a guy like Fernando, right? You want him probably, ideally 30. I think he's clearly got that level of capability, as we know. He's probably not going to get there unless he goes absolutely nuts in the next 31 games, which he might. He's at 17. But, put it this way. I think you have to look at Fernando's overall line right now with some obvious context. And that is, especially from the power department, remember, Fernando did not hit a home run until May 30th in Washington. May 30th in Washington. Okay? So you got to remember, he was sitting at no home runs for the longest time. I mean, it's easy to forget now how much of a story that was in the early part of this season. Fernando not being able to get the ball out of the ballpark despite hitting the ball so hard, and he's totally flipped that narrative on its head now. I mean, he can't stop hitting home runs, and he can't stop driving the ball in the air to left field. 17 home runs, 67 RBIs. Look, if he ends up within the neighborhood of 25 home runs, which is possible if he keeps rolling, man, that's remarkable considering he didn't hit one until late May. And RBI-wise, he keeps it rolling. He's going to end up with probably 80-something. I mean, could he touch 90? Again, he'd have to be really productive, which he could be. But he's going to flirt if he keeps going this way with a 300 batting average. So, again, the context is important. Are you going to want the OPS being higher? Sure, because, Fernando in 2021 set the standard for himself when he had a 975 OPS. It hasn't been that the last handful of years. But, man, oh, man, I'll tell you this, and I said it earlier, personally, I've never seen Fernando this dialed in, not to this level. And I know there was that stretch of postseason in 2024. He's had some great stretches the last handful of years, but the way he is going right now is simply different. And man, oh man, when he's doing this, I mean, it's hard to see a better baseball player on the planet. It really is, with what he does offensively and defensively. So it's a lot of fun to watch. Hopefully Fernando keeps it rolling into this series against Pittsburgh. When we come back, full look at the out-of-town scoreboard. Speaking of Fernando, if you missed it, you'll hear my post-game conversation with Fernando one more time. Padres win it 8-1 over the Minnesota Twins. Our post-game coverage continues from Petco Park after this. Carnival Casino Resort Padres postgame show continues here on the Padres Radio Network. Sam Levitt with you inside the loft here at the Western Metal Building at Petco Park as we continue to wrap this one up. Final score today, Padres 8 and the Twins 1 as the Padres sweep this 3-game series from Minnesota. Padres continue to play just an excellent brand of baseball. The Padres, again, have won 21 of their last 28 games, and they welcome in the Pittsburgh Pirates for a 3-game series beginning tomorrow evening here at Petco Park. We'll have a full look at the out-of-town scoreboard for you in a second, and we'll also hear from Fernando Tatis Jr. one more time before we go. It is a Military Sunday on the Padres Radio Network, and as always, it is brought to you by our San Diego County Toyota dealers. We make it easy. Let's take a full look at the out-of-town scoreboard, tell you what's going on around the majors on this Sunday.
Let's take a trip around the bigs to highlight the scores that matter most with our out-of-town scoreboard. Presented by Jensen Premium Beef Patties. Always a hit for grilling.
Well, we have one game in progress right now. Everything else has gone final. The one game going on right now is the Little League Classic game in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. A really cool event Major League Baseball puts on every year with a game in Williamsport. So all the Little Leaguers at the Little League World Series get involved. Really, really cool stuff as always. Braves ahead of the Brewers 1-0 in Milwaukee in the third inning in that game in Pennsylvania. Games that have gone final, everything else. Rays beat the Orioles 3-1 in Baltimore. Nick Martinez, 6 scoreless innings, gave up just 1 hit for the win in that game for Tampa Bay. Phillies beat the Cardinals 6-4 in Philadelphia. How about this? Phillies trailed 4-0 heading to the bottom of the 9th inning. They score 6 in the bottom of the 9th. Kyle Schwarber, a walk-off 2-run home run to win it for Philly. 6-run, bottom of the 9th inning. The Phillies are red hot. They've won 9 in a row. Yankees beat the Blue Jays 8-3 in New York. Jazz Chisholm Jr., Trent Grisham hitting home runs in that game for the Yanks. Marlins beat the Nationals 6-2 in Miami. The Royals beat the Tigers 11-7 in Kansas City. A's over the Astros 7-6 in Houston. The White Sox beat the Mets on a walk-off home run by Tristan Peters in the bottom half of the 9th inning. Rangers beat the Angels 5-3 in Arlington. The Guardians beat the Rockies 7-2 in Colorado. Red Sox over the Giants 5-4 at Fenway Park. The Dodgers blanked the Pirates 4-0 in LA. Blake Snell, 6 shutout innings, 2 hits given up for the win in that one. Cubs beat up on the Mariners 19-2. The Mariners just continue having really miserable year in Seattle. They're now 62-69. Ian Happ, a grand slam in that game. Cubs, in fact, had 2 grand slams. Pedro Ramirez later in the game, a grand slam. Pete Crow Armstrong, Michael Conforto also hitting home runs in that game for the Cubs. D-backs came back to beat the Reds 5-3 in Arizona. The D-backs trailed 3-0 in that game. A run in the 6th inning, a 4-run 7th inning, and Arizona comes back to win it 5-3 over Cincinnati. And that is a full look at the out-of-town scoreboard on this Sunday. So where do things stand in the National League wildcard picture at the end of the weekend? Well, they look like this. The Phillies maintain the second wildcard spot. Again, they've won 9 in a row. They still have a 2-game lead on the Padres, who currently sit in the third and final National League wildcard spot. Diamondbacks 2 back of the Padres. Marlins 4 back. The Cardinals now 5.5 back of the Padres, and the Pirates, who come to town, they are 8.5 back of San Diego. So really feels kind of like a last-ditch effort for the Pirates this coming series against the Padres if they want to become more of players in this wild card race. But again, the Padres will end the day still sitting with a 2-game lead in that third and final wild card spot. Final score here today, Padres 8 and the Twins 1. Let's hear today's play of the game.
One bounce, one hit, one pitch can be the difference between victory and defeat. What was the most important play in today's game? This is today's play of the game. Presented by Bill Howe Plumbing, Heating and Air, Restoration and Flood. We know how.
First pitch. Rengifo hits it on the ground. Fair ball up the first baseline beyond Lewis. Avasano has scored. Hayes is on his way. Keeshaw's throw comes into first. A 2-run go-ahead double for Rengifo. And the Pods hop on top. It's 3-1.
Well, for all the heroics from Fernando today, the 4 RBIs, we do give our play of the game to Luis Rengifo. That's because Luis came up with that big 2-run double in the 6th inning. That gave the Padres a 3-1 lead. Fernando then came up after that. He hit a 2-run single to make it 5-1, and the Padres rolled right along from there. But again, Twins walking the bases loaded in the 6th inning. Rengifo comes up. That's a big, big swing to put the Padres ahead, and would put them ahead for good in this ball game. Speaking of Fernando Tatis Jr., I spoke to Fernando, who had 2 home runs today, 4 RBIs. He is so locked in right now, absolutely dialed in at the dish. I caught up with Fernando on the field right after today's series sweep.
Fernando, I'm not breaking any news to you, but you are red hot at the plate right now. What's allowing you to tear the cover off that baseball?
Summer. No, man, but a lot of hard work behind this. Right adjustments at the right time, and that's the key to this game.
2 more home runs today, now 12 since the All-Star break to lead the major leagues. Fernando, what has changed in regards to your power in the second half of the season?
Confidence, man. Confidence and hard work, and trusting the baseball gods, and just putting the work in and trusting in my abilities.
Each win in this series came with a big inning, big 4-run innings to take a lead against this Twins ball club. What allowed this offense to get going collectively in those innings?
That's what we're capable of doing as a group, and we're doing stuff like that. We have really good hitters in this lineup, so we got to trust and move that line, man, just play good baseball.
Luis Rengifo, another big hit, 2-run double in this game. What has Luis brought in particular since he joined this team?
A lot of spark, but he has been great offensively and defensively, and, man, he's been a really good acquisition to the team.
Finally, this team playing great baseball, especially here at home. 8 straight wins in this building. Fernando, what kind of comfort level does this team have at Petco Park right now?
Oh, man, we're at home is different. There's fans that bring it every single day. We love them. And the energy that they bring, we definitely feed off that.
Fernando, another great one for you. Great win, great series sweep. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
That was Fernando Tatis Jr. right after today's 8-1 win over the Minnesota Twins. So just to go through the checklist one more time from Fernando as to how he got his power back this season. So the checklist was confidence, hard work, and the baseball gods. And you know what, Fernando? That's a pretty good trio. When you got confidence, when you put in the hard work, and you've got the baseball gods on your side rewarding you, you do what he's doing right now. I like it, Fernando. Again, Fernando Tatis Jr., who did not have a home run until late May this season. It was was the biggest storyline, unfortunately, for the Padres in the first couple of months of the season. It was one of them, certainly. But guess what? Since the All-Star break, Fernando Tatis Jr. now leads the majors with 12 home runs as the Padres are getting big-time performances from El Nino. All right, looking ahead to tomorrow, Game 1 of this 3-game series against the Pittsburgh Pirates tomorrow evening. First pitch tomorrow at 6:40 p.m. Our pregame coverage will begin at 5:40. Pitching matchup tomorrow, right-hander Braxton Ashcraft on the mound for Pittsburgh, left-hander Robbie Ray on the mound for the Padres. And again, a reminder for you, we have all our normal coverage tomorrow on 97.3 The Fan, Ben and Woods from 6 to 10. You've got Braden Soprenet with you beginning at 10 a.m. A reminder, though, it's going to be a very special, exciting day tomorrow here at Petco Park as Kwanzaa Jones and Jose E. Feliciano, the new Padres principal owners, will be officially introduced here at Petco Park. A press conference tomorrow at 1 p.m. We will carry it live right here on 97.3 The Fan. So please join us tomorrow. I'll be there setting the scene and getting you ready for that press conference. So going to be very, very cool to hear from Both Kwanzaa Jones and Jose E. Feliciano, Padres CEO Eric Grupner, also will be part of the press conference. And from what I understand, going to be a pretty cool event, and I'm sure a very, very special day here in downtown San Diego. So again, we'll be on the air with the press conference at 1 p.m. tomorrow. As always, if you missed any portion of our post-game coverage, you can go back and listen to all of it on the Inside San Diego Baseball podcast, available on the free Odyssey app or wherever you find your podcast. You can also go back on the 97.3 The Fan YouTube channel and watch any portion of our post-game coverage there as well. A look at the final totals here today for the Padres. 8 runs, 9 hits, no errors. They left on 9. For the Twins, 1 run, 6 hits, 1 error. They left on 2. Winning pitcher today, Walker Buehler, who improves to 8-6. The losing pitcher, Cody Funderburk, who drops to 3-2. The save, well, there was no save in this game. Time of game, 2 hours and 43 minutes. And the crowd at Petco Park, how about this? The 53rd sellout of the year in this building. 3 sold-out crowds over the course of the weekend. No surprise there. 53rd sellout of the year, 40,103, the attendance on what was a beautiful Sunday here at Petco Park. Once again, first pitch tomorrow, 6:40 p.m. Our pregame coverage begins at 5:40. Until then, for our great studio coordinator, Kyle Ovenshire, I'm Sam Levitt saying so long from Petco Park. Again, the final score here today is the Padres sweep the Twins, the San Diego Padres 8 and the Minnesota Twins 1. We'll talk to you tomorrow on the Padres Radio Network. Have a great rest of your Sunday.